put me on airplane mode. You can put me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another edition of the Tuesday Night Flight. I am part of the three-man crew that you see set out to entertain you, to bring you the news of the day and give you some updates and things of that nature. I am the man they call the Midnight Rider. He is the gentleman they call Jack. And the guy in the white t-shirt is the man they call the big guy KG. And with that being said, we three men make up a part of what's called the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. And this is the Tuesday Night Flight. Previewing for you, like always, we got the college football top 10, starring my man Jack Carr over here. We've got some business to take care of in the beginning. And then we also have a recap of the games from Sunday. And with that being said, I will hand this show over to the man that makes these things. I think he says he's the straw that stirs the drink. So with that being said, and giving him his full complimentary name, the straw that stirs the drink, that is the big guy KG.
And I appreciate that, Midnight Rider. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. This is the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network Tuesday Night Flight. Man, somebody was running for the gate. The doors about to close, and they got through TSA, and they slid right into their first class seat, ready to take off. So make sure your trays are in the upright and folded position. Make sure your seatbelt's on, because we get ready to get this thing in the flight and put it into motion, baby. But we got a little bit of turbulence to start off with coming up right out the gate. DC legend, Big East legend, Syracuse legend, Lawrence Moten was confirmed that he passed away today at the age of 53. For those that are uninitiated, when we talk about ballers that came out of the area, I feel that Lawrence Moten gets left off the list when you talk about, of course, Kevin Durant, Len Bias. You talk about Stacey Robinson, but you can't forget about Lawrence Moten. You can't forget about him, Walt Williams, and those guys. Because he went to Archbishop Carroll. Then he went to school in New Hampshire for a bit. And then he wound up going to Syracuse and becoming the all-time scoring leader at Syracuse. Drafted in the second round by the Vancouver Grizzlies. Had a 11-year career in professional basketball. Did 95 to 97 with the Vancouver Grizzlies. Played overseas. Where was his team? Where's his team located at? Give me something. It's a Greek team that he played for, Papagao, BC. Then he came back to the CBA and played with the Lacrosse Bobcats. Played with the Wizards in 98. Went down to the Idaho Stampede, which are now the Salt Lake Stars in the G League. Played with the Maryland Mustangs, the Saskatchewan Hawks, the Mobile Revelers, and the NBDL, and he played with the Maryland Nighthawks, which turned into the Washington Greenhawks from 2004 to 2006. Two-time ABA All-Star, third-team All-American, three-time first-team All-Big East, third-team All-Big East in 92. Number 21 is retired by the Syracuse Orange. And I will say this, probably one of the best ballers to ever come out of the original OG Big East. And I'm going to throw it over to the gentleman, Jack. Jack, your thoughts on Lawrence Moten?
Well, you're exactly right, man. He is one of the top ballers to come out of the DMV, as you say, ever. Oh, yeah. Heard stories of him at Carroll. I mean, some of the guys that we've had on in the passenger seat, along with the Midnight Rider, have brought up that interception he had in that big-time Carroll game. I think it was 90-some yard interception return that Midnight Rider told me about Lawrence Moten made. But I remember him just on the courts, whether, whether it was in the playgrounds or wherever, because I used to see him at Turkey Thicket all the time. He'd come up College Park too and play ball up at the quad. So yeah, I wasn't tight with Lawrence Mouton, but I knew him from the DMV basketball scene, and I seen him around the courts a lot. He came out and played some street ball quite a bit. His professional career, he scattered it, but he made the most of it. You know what I'm saying? I've got several friends that play ball overseas. Steve Hood's one of them. That made a nice living playing ball overseas and got to see the world through sports. You know what I mean? That's amazing. So I think, in his short life, I believe someone said he was 53 years old. In his short life, he sure did have a great life, and he succeeded at something he loved, in which was basketball. So God bless Lawrence Moulton's friends, family, and anyone that's feeling pain from this loss.
What's going on, guys?
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that.
That's all good. I was getting ready to toss to you. With you being a Archbishop Carroll alum, I know you got some stories, especially being with your finger on the pulse of DC sports, from the 90s and 2000s and everything. I would love to hear your thoughts.
I mean, I tell the story all the time on the show. I'll never forget it. My cousin takes me up to St. John's. We're watching Carroll versus St. John's. Both teams are ranked at the time. And St. John's is probably driving in for the game winner to seal the deal. They throw an interception. Moulton picks it off and takes it 101 yards to steal the ball game. Put Carroll in the W column. I think they both were top 6 teams in the area at the time. And I think that helped. I don't know. I can't remember if they won the division that year or not, but I think that was the nail that helped them clinch the division and everything. But I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff, man. I just watched today as people were starting to confirm everything, the outpouring of pictures, the condolences being sent out. Man, it took me back, man. And I'm probably a little calmer than normal on a Tuesday, because I'm just really sitting here thinking, like, I think we said it 2 weeks ago. Like, I'm just tired of starting the show with these RIPs, but I mean, they're just happening right now. And yeah, this guy, man, touched a lot of people, inspired a lot of people, and just for him to be a local product, it's just an amazing thing, man. An amazing thing.
Yeah, and when we talk about local hoops, and this is one of those ones that I always talk about, local guys that get away. It's one of the ones that get away. Even though he went up to play for Boeheim at Syracuse, I'd have loved to see him here in Georgetown, Maryland, but that's not always the road for everybody. But to go to Syracuse, not only did he go to Syracuse and make a name for himself as a freshman, Syracuse was 21 in the number 21 in the country, and they won the Big East tournament that year. And I remember those late 80s, early 90s Syracuse teams were tough. I hated watching Georgetown play them. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like I hated Derek Coleman, I hated Billy Owens, hated all those dudes in the Big East because they made it hard for us to get back to a championship. But not only did he have a great college career, bounced around as a pro, but he touched a lot of lives as a coach after his career was done. So rest in peace to DC legend. And I can use that. That word gets thrown around a lot, but you can use that when you talk about Lawrence Moulton. So Emmanuel Legendary said, hey, what's up, dude? Just dropped you a follow. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate you coming on in. Good to see you. Stick around for a little bit. because we're gonna pick it up, and let's go MLB wild card. Let's do that first, because that's rolling now. What we got going on so far? Let me refresh my screen, because the Yankees
are down 2-1.
You got
The Red
Boston.
Sox just got a base hit, scored 2 runs, so now it's 2-1. Top of the 7th inning, man on first.
No good.
That is correct. That is correct, Midnight Rider. And the Cubbies just came back and closed out the Padres. I believe the Cubbies was up 1-0 at one point, and the Cubbies ended up winning that 3-1 over the San Diego Padres in the earlier game today. Let me see if I am correct.
That sounds about right.
Yes, they were up 1-0, and then Chicago put up 2 in the 5th, and then 1 more in the 8th to lock the Padres out. So that was a great game there. Pivetta got the loss, and Polanco got the win for the Cubs. Other than that, Bogarts, he was doing good for San Diego. Got a double to start things off early, but it looks like their bats got tamed because they only finished the game with 4 hits for San Diego, a total of 6 for the Cubs.
Yep, and then to start the day off, you had the Cleveland Guardians face the Detroit Tigers. Mr. Tarek Skubal, 14 Ks, 7.2 innings.
Your boy.
I think he's the Cy Young winner, man. And then just Cleveland ends this ball game kicking themselves. Man on third, nobody out. They couldn't push the time run across. I know that's going to eat at them because that's the perfect situation that you want to be in. In that situation, late in the ball game, is have a chance to win it. And unfortunately, they couldn't come through. So Detroit takes game 1. Chicago takes their game 1. Boston's leading. And then we have to close out the night, the Reds and the Dodgers.
I sent a stat over about the Reds earlier. I don't know if you guys saw it. Let me pull it back up. But it was kind of crazy. And
I saw this, yes.
Said the team that eliminated the Mets and their payroll is $339 million. The Mets. Said the Reds are the first MLB team in history to have no qualifying batter hit 270, no batter hit 25 homers, no pitcher won 15 games, no pitcher notched 200 strikeouts, and a non-strike shortened season, and yet still make the playoffs. That's crazy. And then Jack ran a Reds hat while we're talking about it.
You know, Jack loved his Pete.
Had to put it on. Yeah, but I also, I've always been talking about how I enjoy watching the Dodgers play. God damn if we ain't get matched up with the Dodgers. But this Cincinnati team, their pitching came along later in the season. That's what I think turned these things around for Cincinnati because, hell, 2 months ago, I was right there with the Guardians. Bye. Cincinnati put a run on just like Cleveland did, really almost identical. So, wow. And that, who's over there coaching them Cincinnati Reds up, Midnight Rider? Who they got?
I got our boy. They got our boy. I can't Tito Francona.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know I added him. I added Cincinnati late to my pick of teams to make the wild card. And I only picked them because of Tito.
Okay.
Not a bad call. We will be keeping you updated on the wild card round, the baseball playoffs, period. We'll keep you updated as we go along, as they go along. And, of course, if there's any breaking news in the game that's going on, which is near and dear to my heart, rivalry game, if you will, in the playoffs, Red Sox, Yankees Yankees down 2-1, so I am sitting on pins and needles. But let's switch over to some college football. Tuesday night staple, one of our Tuesday night staples. And this one's good. We got to get to the JC top 10 because I think it was some moving and some shaking going on. And
WNBA.
WNBA first?
Nope.
All right.
That's where I thought we was going. Yes, sir.
All right.
Please.
Jack called the audible. That was that. See that right there? That's when you come into the line.
Omaha.
Defense didn't look right. So let's switch over to WNBA because I forgot about it. Tonight we got the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces. Winner take all, game 5. Series tied at 2-2. That's at 9:30 tonight. I gotta pull up the bracket. It's a lot of stuff going on with the WNBA as far as off the court. Well, and it's things that the commissioner has said that not sitting right with some people, but we got to let a little bit more of that come out. But when it comes to these playoffs, the Mercury beat the Lynx 3-1. They're sitting and waiting for the winner of this Vegas Aces Indiana Fever. I start with you, gentlemen. Jack, what you got? Las Vegas Aces Indiana Fever, game 5. Winner take all.
I'll go ahead and jump in.
You said it right.
So
you said it right, man. Winner take all.
Oh, okay.
I'm good. Winner take all, man. To go ahead and meet the Phoenix Mercury in the finals, man. And the Aces are seeking to get to their 3rd finals appearance in the last 4 years. And I tell you, nobody thought they was going to be anywhere near this midway through this season this year. The Aces have been the hottest team in the league the second half of the season. They just been dominating. And they've been led by, their MVP, Asia Wilson. And what I'm going to enjoy, and I have been enjoying in this series, is the Asia Wilson and Aaliyah Boston matchup. Both right now, I feel the Fever have the momentum, but the Aces got the home court. So it's going to be, Jackie Young, she had a big game in the last game, even though Indiana lost. But I think Jackie Young is going to be a key. She needs to be that third spoke, that third wheel. And then Kelsey Mitchell, what can you say about her with Indiana? So if you look at this, you got the Indiana Fever with a 24-20 record, and they're what? I think they're the number 6 or 8 seed. They're the lowest seed, aren't they, KG?
What are you trying to do?
And then,
No, Indiana's the 6th seed. They're the lowest seed left. They're the lowest seed left.
6 seed out of 8, I believe. So yes. I don't know. I think the Aces are going to take them at home tonight. I'm surprised it went 5, and you got to give the Fever some dap, man. You got to give them some dap because what they're doing without their star and the star's supporting cast, because I believe there's 4 women on this team that got shut down early. So injury bug has definitely hampered Indiana. But for them to put this type of playoff performance up, that just shows good signs for next season, I think. I really do. When they get the Caitlin Clark and the rest of the crew back and some new draft picks to tighten this team up, I think they're going to move from a bottom-of-the-pack playoff team to a middle-of-the-pack playoff team next year and keep improving through the years. So I picked the Aces to win this tonight, and I think Aces versus Mercury will be a tremendous finals. And this is a 7-game finals this year, correct, KG?
Yes, it's the 7-game finals.
Yes.
That's going to be nice, as I thought they should have had the past couple of years. But, yeah, looking forward to this Game 5 tonight. Midnight Rider, what you got on this?
I think it would be amazing if the Indiana Fever were to steal this ball game, and then you have to end up with the Phoenix and the Mercury. The Fever and the Mercury as the final 2 teams that probably when you started this dance card, you didn't think they'd be dancing in the finals, and now you have it. Also, with the way the Aces have been hot, like Jack said, you probably didn't expect them to be in this situation where they'd have to play Game 5 to be winning in situation. You probably thought they would have ended in 4. I know I did. So that's another interesting thing about this whole thing is it's been a little unpredictable. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the way. Yeah, these teams. I'm surprised at the way the Mercury has played, but I'm sorry, the Fever have played. But I keep telling folks that sometimes the best addition is through subtraction, and you allow other people to make plays and do things. Sometimes your best work with the best version of your team doesn't always include your stars. So that's all I got on that. Go ahead, KJ.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this because I don't like when you do that. Because you always say addition by subtraction. I know what it is. It's always that dig at Eddie Jones.
No,
It's subtle. It's nondescript. But I get it.
that had nothing to do with Eddie Jones. That had everything to do with Caitlin Clark. I think sometimes the team felt like they have to give into her to play a certain style, and I think they play a more natural style when she's not in the lineup. So I think that's where my information was.
No, I'm just messing with you.
I know you are.
I love messing with you about Eddie Jones. So, but I think I don't know. Las Vegas Aces have been the top team in the WNBA, not just this year, for the last 3 years. And man, I don't know. Asia Wilson gonna have to have a hell of a game. She's gonna have to put them on her back and take them to the promised land and get them back to the finals. Because I had to pull this up because I had to remember they haven't been in the finals since 2023. So they won 22-23. They missed 24. So they're trying to get back to the finals and win their third and four years. So we don't know what's going to happen, but Vegas Aces better do something.
Something.
So now next up, now we're going to move to the JC top 10. With
Why
the
not?
shaking gone in college football, a lot of teams playing good, a lot of teams playing so-so. So I'm going to throw it over to the Gentleman Jack and the Midnight Rider so they can give their top 10. Let's go.
All right. Midnight Rider, you ready to roll with this one after that good week of football we had Saturday? That good day?
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and do your list, man, and let's talk about it.
Well, you know my list was pretty Trump tight up there at the top 4 for the first couple weeks, but now we got some shakeups. Got a new number 1 on my list, not a new number 1 on some people's list, AP, coaches, you know. My number 1 is the 4-0 Ohio State Buckeyes. They defeated Washington 24-6 this weekend. Washington, it was slow in the beginning. It was a slow game in the first quarter and a half, but Ohio State started going away. I thought they should have scored more points than that, but a win's a win when you beat 24-6. I'm cool with that. Up next for Ohio State, they got Minnesota, 7:30 on NBC. I don't expect much out of Minnesota from this. If they don't score more than 24 points on Minnesota, I might have to drop them down to number 2. But coming in the number 2 spot is a team that's been hot, but they did not play this week. And they got a great matchup coming up this week coming, Midnight Rider. We got the 4-0 Miami Hurricanes. They was idle this week, but they got Florida State coming in 7:30. No, I'm sorry. They go to Florida State, 7:30, and that's going to be on ABC. Coming to the number 3 spot, this team jumped up a few spots on my top 10. The 5-0 Oregon Ducks. They beat then number 1 Penn State 30-24 in 2 overtimes. It was one hell of a game. Anyone that watched that and didn't say it was a hell of a game, I don't know what you were watching. it was just great by both teams. It was a shame there had to be a loser in this game. Up next for Oregon Ducks is number 7, Indiana, 3:30 on CBS. We're going to see what's up with Indiana now. And we'll see if Coach Sig can get straight these Oregon Ducks in their blazing offense, man. Moore, he's one heck of a quarterback. Did you like that game in there, Ryder? Did you sit down and see that Penn State-Oregon game?
Yeah, I think I had Moore as number 5 on my list last week. So I thought Oregon was going to be the team that was going to win that, just because I just don't trust Penn State in big ball games. Keeping it simple.
It did suck for James Franklin, man. I mean, he cannot shake that big game James thing, man. It's 15, 16 games. It's not just 3 or 4 games. It's more than 10. I want to say the number is 14, 15 games that he has not been able to beat a top 10 squad when he's ranked up there. I mean, you're number 1, man.
I also think the thing that's going to come out of this weekend is I think they're going to want Aller to throw the ball more downfield, open up the offense. Because that's when they finally got some flow going. So that's going to be another interesting moment in this weekend coming up, or these weeks to come, is yes, they have 2 dynamic running backs, but are they going to give Aller the opportunity maybe to throw the ball more, because that's what he needs to open things up and be a better player.
I agree. 500%. You couldn't have said it better than that, right? So with Oregon moving up to number 3 on my top 10 list, sitting at the number 4 spot now, Oklahoma Sooners, 4-0. Oklahoma did not play this week. Up next, they play Kent at 4 p.m. on the SEC Network. That seems like an odd game for being your 5th game of the season of a SEC squad. I was surprised when I saw they were playing Kent. But, that's where they're at right now, and that's why Oklahoma hasn't moved for me, because they didn't play nobody last week, and it don't look like they're going to play nobody this upcoming week. So we'll see what happens in that Oklahoma-Kent game next week. In the number 5 spot, Texas A&M Aggies, 4-0. Beat Auburn in a quite defensive football game, 16-10 this past Saturday, and which I thought was another great game on the slate. Up next, they got a tough squad coming in with Mississippi State at 7:30 Saturday night on SEC Network. To the number 6 spot. This is my former number 1 spot, the Penn State Nittany Lions at 3-1. I got them at the number 6, and I've seen some polls drop them out of the top 10. I've seen some polls put them at number 10. But I feel that Penn State, even with a 3-1 record, is better than 3 teams with 5-0 records right now, just from who they have played. So I'm going to stick Penn State in the number 6 spot. They ended up with a loss to Oregon in double overtime. So that's why I don't feel Penn State needs the kick that a lot of people are giving them on these polls. So Penn State holds on to number 6. Number 7, I got Indiana, 5-0. They beat Iowa in a little bit of their Big Ten work. Let's see what's up. They beat Iowa 20-15. Wasn't the biggest, greatest showing, but it was solid. They're idle next week.
Controversy.
Yeah, go with it, Midnight Rider.
So at the end of this ball game, the controversy is that Indiana took the snap. Quarterback decided to run into the end zone. So I think the number was, say it was 7 and it was covered. It dropped. They scored the safety, or they hit the safety, and it changed the bet card.
That's right.
So there are a lot of people who were winning, and then into that play, they end up having a losing ticket. So that's kind of the controversy. They're trying to say that, it was done on purpose. It was done to change or affect the betting. So with this new introduction of gambling to our sports world, we're gonna get a lot of these stories now.
Well, and to give it to you to think of the gambling controversy. Of course, you picked that up, my man.
It was on bad beats.
Yeah. So Indiana, they're going to lay low next week. They're going to be idle, and they're going to need to rest up as much as they can because in 2 weeks they got to go to Oregon. So Oregon has number 7, Indiana, and then at number 8, I got Ole Miss moved up to number 8. Ole Miss had a great game, man. They defeated a strong LSU team, 29-14. I had been eyeballing Ole Miss to creep up, but I wasn't sure they was going to crack the top 10, fellas. But after that performance they had with LSU, man, I couldn't not bump them up into the top 10. So they got a day off next week. So we're going to jump down to the number 9 team, which is the Texas Tech. We got Texas A&M at number 5 and Texas Tech at number 9. Texas Tech is 4-0 currently, and they had the week off last week. Up next for them, they got to go to Houston. I watched a little bit of Houston last week, and they are a hitting squad. They play some defense. Their front four is fast, and don't ever seem like they're going to huddle on offense. They're a fast, quick team, that Houston squad. Not saying it's going to be an upset or anything, but just watch out. They ain't no chumps. So, rounding out my top 10. Can you figure who I might have at number 10, Midnight Rider? I like doing this to you.
I mean, I'm going to say Vanderbilt.
Close.
Who you got
Almost.
at 10?
Almost. At 10, I got Iowa State, 5-0. They beat Arizona, beat the brakes off Arizona, 39-14. Up next, they go to Cincinnati. This Iowa State team is scrappy, man. They in the trenches. Their O-line is big. Their D-line is big. I'm going to, all of y'all, start keeping an eye on this Ohio State team a little bit more. Their schedule's going to start getting stronger. They got to go to Cincinnati this week. I don't expect too much from there. But, yeah. Vandy's right there. I got Vandy at 12. They're there. They're there. I've been liking Vandy and Ole Miss all year. So that's where I'm at on this NCAA top 10. We had oh man, where are the matchups? I had some matchups. I don't have it, but what do you got to say, Midnight Rider? Anything you would like to talk about on this?
I mean, you
KG?
You surprised me a little bit
No.
with Texas Tech. You surprised me with Texas Tech at
Okay.
10.
Okay. 9.
I mean, at 9. You dropped. You had Miami at 2.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Oregon would have gotten the 2 spot from you.
Yeah. I've
That's
been pretty firm on if you don't play, you don't fall, kinda. So that's the only reason I kept Miami up there at that high. I just raised Ohio State, Miami. Oregon, I think I had Oregon 6 or 7 last week, so I think moving them up 3 or 4 spots is adequate. Still early in the year. I expect to see several different changes on this list. Trying to look for my week 5 to see who dropped. I mean, here we are. Oklahoma dropped.
They're going to be
Indiana
interesting either
dropped.
way. Oklahoma's going to be interesting because they got to make it the next 4 weeks. And some of this might be scheduling. But if they can get through the next 4 weeks unscathed, they should get Mateer back from his hand surgery. So that's going to make them interesting in the long run. Kind of have to survive, and then if you can survive, you can still be there at the end of this. But with the way these conferences are set up and the number of teams that are in the top 10, I mean, this is going to be a bloodbath, and I think your top teams are going to have 3 losses, and I think, to be honest, for a team like a Notre Dame, puts them in prime position because they can get themselves back in the mix. And even though they lost to their 2 top opponents, they can get back in the fight and have a dog in the fight, because I think a lot of teams will have 3 full losses by the time we get to it.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's going to be losses at the top of the board, no doubt. KG?
If I had to say a surprise, I mean, with the impressive showing from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, I'm surprised they weren't in your top 10, but I think that was just mostly hate. You know, but it's okay, though. I mean, you went 56-13. Your running back gets 4 touchdowns. The quarterback tosses 4 touchdowns. That's 8 touchdowns. And I mean, dang, you know, we get no love from the JC top 10, but I think it's just mostly hate. So I'm not really
Arkansas.
It's a SEC
Did
team.
you play Arkansas?
Yeah, and it's a SEC. But hold on. I believe it was a pundit that said Notre Dame wouldn't score against Arkansas's defense, and they would get blown out by Arkansas. But instead, Notre Dame's defense held Arkansas to 13 points, and the offense racked up 56.
Oh,
Somebody
man.
on TV said that.
That's them. That's them people you follow. All that negative stuff. As them people he follows, Midnight Rider. You know that group he follows. People that pluck his nerves all the time. I wouldn't follow them.
The uninitiated, as he calls them.
Yeah, they are uninitiated.
Yeah.
They're not aquatic enough.
Yeah.
They're all of that.
But, you know, we're at, what, week 5? We still got a ways to go. This is going to mix up, but it's been interesting so far, you know. There's been changes every week. I don't like it when that top 5 just stays the same. It's going to be I tell you, I won't be surprised there's going to be teams in the top 10 with 3 or 4 losses.
Don't disagree with you. I think 3 is going to be the point. It's going to be the barometer for all of this.
Yeah. I think teams are going to possibly have 2 losses and win their conference, shit like that. It's going to be a different year.
Totally agree.
All right.
Now.
Sticking with the college football, another Tuesday night staple. And this is one of them ones that get you amped up, get you hyped. Ladies and gentlemen, it's The List.
Wow.
The List.
The List. Oh my God. Let's see. Let's just come out the gates firing, man. Jack, let's start at number 5. Who you got at 5? Number 5.
Well, I tell you, man, number 5, I got a cat that had one hell of a game this past weekend. My man threw for 445 yards and 4 touchdowns. His season so far, he's got 1 rushing touchdown, almost 1,300 yards passing, and 16 touchdowns passing with 2 interceptions. So I got me a quarterback, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Jalen Daniels from Kansas is taking my number 5 spot this week. I've had my eye on him for a couple weeks. I just don't think his team's going to get the wins. It's going to get him the popularity to be, you know, up in the Heisman race. But the boy's a great quarterback. And I got Jalen Daniels as my number 5 QB. Who you got, guys?
Number 5, mine goes to Mr. Nussmeier. I think he falls a little bit because of the loss, but we still keep him hanging in at the last spot. So Grant Nussmeier is my number 5. At number 4,
All right, number 4. This guy, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1,200 passing yards, 16 TDs so far, and only 1 pickle. This here is Fernando Mendoza over at Indiana. The gentleman's just been solid game in and game out so far this year that there's no reason he shouldn't be on anybody's list. I got Fernando Mendoza, Indiana, number 4.
Okay. Number 4 for me.
Don't like it?
No, you're fine. I love Jalen. At 4 for me, I'm gonna go with your guy, Pavia Vanderbilt. He's always gritty. He's a gamer. He's got moxie. It's like he's just a leader, and that team they just follow him. They believe.
That term, moxie. It seems like when y'all talk about these good quarterbacks, that's what it is. It's all about poise and moxie. I love to hear it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love when you say it because then that I know that's a quarterback I need to keep my eyes on.
All right, Jack. Here we go. Number three.
Number 3.
Number 3, 2 rushing touchdowns, almost 300 rushing yards this year, averaging 6 yards a carry when he does run, 1,200 passing yards, 13 TDs with 3 interceptions. And I got Diego Pavia at the number 3 spot. The brother can play, man. He's a gamer. He controls the game. He controls the tempo. And as you say, man, he's on that field with moxie. He's just QB1. I love watching Pavia play. Can he climb this list higher than number 3? That's yet to be seen. But right now, I got Diego Pavia at number 3.
My number 3, and he's holding on by a string. He should be out of the list, and honestly, because he's going to miss some time. But I still think Mateer is one of the better cornerbacks in this league out of Oklahoma. You probably took him out because of the injury, but I'm going to let him hang around for a little bit till I see something else. KG?
Number 2.
Number 2!
Well, I thought the same way you did, Midnight Rider, and you don't always know what I'm thinking, though, okay? You don't always know what I'm thinking. But I was concerned, too. I want to know how long this surgery is going to take to recover. I've heard it can be as quick as 2-3 weeks. I've heard it can be 6-8 weeks. So I got John Mateer still up at number 2. He's just having an outstanding season so far, running the offense. I mean, he throws it, he runs it, he chucks it, he does everything. He's got 5 rushing touchdowns, 200 rushing yards, 6 TDs, 3 interceptions. But the thing I got next to his name is surgery. So, John Mateer, I do not think you're going to be at number 2 next week if your surgery is going to have you out more than 3 weeks. If you're just out for a week or 2, because he's got it. He's got it, fellas. A terrible time for this gentleman to be injured, man. He is one hell of a ball player. So, I stuck John Mateer still at number 2, Midnight Rider. Who you got?
Number 2, that's the man you like at Indiana, Mr. Mendoza. He's my number 2 guy. So if you know he's at 2 and you paid attention last week, you know we got a new number 1.
Yeah, I got a new number 1 too.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Where did I have this cat last week? Number 1. I'm sitting here trying to think. Do you have this guy at number 1? Maybe I should make you say number 1. Maybe I should say, Midnight Rider, who you got? Who you got? All right. No, he wasn't my number 1 last week. He was not. But, all right. In the number 1 spot, I got a quarterback that is just all out balling. He's not a runner. He's a quarterback. Okay. He might have 25 yards rushing and 1 TD this year. He's a quarterback. 17 touchdowns passing and 1,700 yards total. So I got Sawyer Robinson, man, at Baylor at my number 1 spot right now.
He was your number 1 last week.
No, sir. He was number 2. Mateer was number 1 last week.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm looking for something. Oh, I got it. Okay, you got your number one.
Yeah, mine is the man that went into Penn State and won the ball game, Dante Moore. He's number one right now on my list. Again, like we say every week, this list will shift and change. There'll be some biasness involved in this because of some of the things that we like personally from our quarterbacks. So just remember, it's an ebb and flow. It's a week in, week out thing. Then when we get closer to the draft, we'll actually have our different top five of just the top five draftable prospects like we do every year. So throughout the course of the season, we just give you five. This year we're doing just five guys. Regardless of class, you can have some fun with it. So we're not limited ourselves to just the guys that are going to be coming out. And then when we get closer to the NFL draft, we'll give you our top five QBs for the draft.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. And Midnight Rider, you got to see what I have in my hand right here. I meant to try to do something so we could post it on the screen. I will be sure and do that next week. This is our friend Drew Robison's top five quarterback list. Drew Robison's the guy that's from Do It All Coaching. Had him on the passenger seat about a month ago. And Drew got with me and gave me, oh, Lord, he gave me a big old list at first. And I'm like, come on, baby. You got to get down to five. So I meant to give Drew's while we were doing ours, but let me just go Drew 5 through 1, okay? Coach Robinson, he's got Marcel Reed, Texas A&M, number 5.
Yes.
Diego Pavia, Vanderbilt, number 4. This one here, man, I was almost had this guy in my top 5, and that's from Alabama, Ty Simpson. First time I watched Simpson play was last week, and man, he throws ropes. He ain't got no loft on that ball. And then at number 2, coaches throwing me for a loop a little bit. I mean, yeah, I've thrown the name around, but not in my top 5. And this is the quarterback over at Ole Miss, Midnight Rider, Trinidad Chambers.
Mm-hmm.
He's solid. He's nice. I mean, he might be at 15 for me, maybe 12. And then at number 1, he's got your guy, Dante Moore from Oregon. His honorable mentions are Mateer from OU, King from Georgia Tech, and Mendoza from Indiana. Did you have 2 or 3 you might have honorable mention just hanging around?
If Arkansas didn't get blown out, I like the green kid. I think I brought him up last week. The kid that's starting to intrigue me is 2. Aguilar from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid Maiva from USC. Another interesting prospect.
True that. I got both of those right there, right underneath my top 5. And then I got Dante Moore ready to jump in my top 5. And Haynes King, he's a different kind of quarterback. And they run 2 quarterbacks down there. It's kind of strange what they're doing at Georgia Tech. But Haynes King is doing some offensive things at the quarterback position down there that I like. He's not throwing for big yards, but he can run too. I think he's almost got 400 yards rushing this year. That'd probably put him in the top 20 in the nation. So that's what I like. I also got I got a list of a couple other players that balled out, like top running back. I think we found a new Ashton Genty this week. Boy down there in Mizzou, Ahmad Hardy. That boy's sick, man. He's running for 200 yards almost every week. He had 730 yards total this year. He averages 7 yards a carry, and he's got 9 TDs. And then there's another running back at North Carolina State y'all should look at, Hollywood Smothers. 570 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then over at USC, one of the many running backs at USC, you've heard me mention Waymon Jordan, 537 yards, 5 touchdowns. So there's some running backs out there, but Ahmad Hardy's numbers are just so much over top, KG, so much, just kind of like Genty was last year. He came out the gates and ain't looked back. So Let's see what this Amon Hardy does at Mizzou when they start facing some tougher SEC teams. At the wide receiver spot, it's almost a runaway here too, because you got Makai Lemon at USC. He's almost got 600 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. That's not bad in 4 or 5 games. Chris Brazzell over at Tennessee, that boy's dynamic. The quarterback at Tennessee, Aguilar, he gets a lot of numbers because of his dynamic wide receivers. He's got 2 guys that, man, just throw it in that area and he'll go get it. So I like that. And then at Arizona State, another keen wide receiver. Because didn't we get McMillan out of Arizona State, or was he from Arizona?
He was Arizona
last year, that wide receiver.
He was Arizona.
And okay, well, we got Jordan Tyson at ASU. He's leading the country in receiving touchdowns with 7. So there's 6 ball players that are non-quarterbacks that I recommend you keep your eyes on, fellas.
All right. Well, just some quick breaking news or just information. It's Boston 2, New York 1. It's the bottom of the 8th. Aroldis Chapman is on pitching. I can't tell who was on first base, but the runner was forced Chapman to disengage 3 times. And since he didn't get the out on the 3rd time, the runner was allowed to advance to second base. So now we've got man on second, 2 out, 2-2 to count. Pitch in, ball's out to center field. Ooh. A little ugly there, but caught.
I didn't know Chapman was in Boston.
The 2 outfielders, the center fielder should have. The center fielder should have been able to catch this, but the right fielder came flying across his face and stole it from him. So we've got 3 outs. We're into the 9th inning now, and that is your quick update. 2-1 Boston, start of the 9th.
All right.
Wow.
Let's take a quick break, come back, reset, recap the nickel from Sunday, and we got to talk.
Sec. Timeout.
Okay.
Timeout. Midnight Rider, can I get your 1 through 5 again, starting at 1?
Come on for my quarterbacks.
So please.
1 was Moore, 2 was Mendoza, 3 was Mateer, 4 was Pavia, and who was 5?
Hold on. Aguilar?
Oh no, Nussmeier. Nussmeier was 5.
Yes, it was. Thanks, man.
No problem, man.
Next.
All right. We're going to take a break.
I'm gonna start writing these down and send them to you, so that way I ain't got to remember when we get to the end of the segment.
Yeah, they're trying to keep the book, and now I got Coach in here. So, yeah, just I got a nice book going.
All right, cool. I can do that.
We're going to take a break, come back. We're going to go over our ESPN Pick'ems standings. Then we're going to recap the nickel. So don't go nowhere. If you're going to go somewhere, go get some ice. Come on back. Let's do the second half. Be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. It is the Tuesday Night Flight. We'd like to thank you for joining us on this day. As we have now gone through our list, our top 10, we've done the WNBA update. We've given you some wild card information. Now we are on to the nickel. It is the big part of our Sunday morning show. It's the reason why people watch. It is the coup de grace of the whole show. With that being said, we're going to turn this over to the show's host, the big guy KG. Big guy KG, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with these games real quick. You had the first game we covered, Rams versus Colts. Colts finally lost one. Rams win 27-20. Danny Dimes, 24-33, 262, touchdown and 2 picks. Jonathan Taylor had 17 carries and 76 yards. Adonai Mitchell, 3 catches, 96 yards. For the Rams, Matthew Stafford, 29-41, 375, and 3 touchdowns. Kyron Williams had 13 carries and 77 yards. Puka Nacua, 13 receptions, 170 yards, and a touchdown. Gentleman Jack, what you got?
Yeah, Daniel Jones, he finally had a tough game. I mean, the 2 interceptions hurt, but he was protected pretty well. I mean, he only got sacked twice. So I think they needed a little bit more out of Jonathan Taylor. I did not see all of this game. I was red zoning it most of the time, but I feel that Stafford and Nacua just won this game, took it over. You know what I'm saying? 13 receptions. Yeah, you the favorite target, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? So what was the next? The next most receptions on the team was 4 by Devontae. So yeah, it was all Matt Stafford and Nacua. They just took over. So yeah, Rams are looking solid, 3-1. Colts can't hang their head. They still 3-1. So everybody doing the Danny Dimes. My boy's name is Daniel Jones. Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones. So he'll be all right. Colts be all right. They're going to be the surprise team of the year. No doubt. Watch. MR? I was singing a little bit, y'all.
Well, in the words of John Thompson, they're doing something that people should always do, and that's and I apologize if I get this wrong, because KG, I know you will correct me. But there is a level of pause involved with this statement. But you got to harvest your nuts. You gotta harvest. You gotta take care of the wins and get the wins when you can. And I think the Colts have done a good job early on getting out to this 3-1 start. And I think with some of the injuries in the AFC, like the Colts can find themselves in a position where they could be a double-digit win team, and Danny Jones, as Jack
Mr.
said,
Jones.
I think he can get them to double-digit wins because of the competition around them, and that can make it real interesting. I think I've said this before, but this is probably the best offense that Daniel Jones has been a part of, from the kit to from the Rudy to the Tootie. Tight end Ty Warren, 3 solid receivers with Pittman, Downs, and the kid Pierce, and then with Jonathan Taylor running the ball, man. I think they have an ability, as long as he don't mess it up. Like, he just can't mess it up. That's all it is. If he plays solid and just continues to give them good performances, I think they'll have a chance to be relevant as we get closer to the end of the season. The Rams, there's another person I want to be, and that's first person I don't mind being the guy that's behind Tyrod, that's backing up Tyrod Taylor, because I know I'm gonna play. That's number one. And number 2 is the number 1 receiver in Sean McVay's offense, because I know I'm gonna walk away with 10 to 11 catches almost every week. He's gonna throw me the football until I pass out. So I might have to switch the rankings of those, but yeah, those are the 2 things I think I know for sure and for certain on this thing. KG, what you think?
I like what you said to open this when you talked about the Colts, and you said harvest your nuts. This is one of those ones where this could have been a win for the Colts, but like Jack said, you can't hang your head. You're still 3-1. So it's not like it's the end of the world and the bottom that fell out and the sky's falling. We ain't got to worry about none of that. This is one game. In the immortal words of the Mad Stork, aka Ted Hendricks, it's in the can. Don't worry about it. Let's go ahead and prepare for next week. So this right here, as far as the Rams go, I think this is a masterful job by geez, I'm about to call the dude Jared Goff. It's not Jared Goff. Help me out. Quarterback for the Rams. I'm drawing a blank.
Stafford.
It was a masterful job for Stafford the way he played. I mean, 375 and 3 touchdowns. You can't ask for better quarterback play than that. So I think the Rams, I don't know. I got to find the paperwork, but I think the Rams might be forced to be reckoned with out west, and truly a force to be reckoned with. Next up, we called this game of the week because you had 2 3-0 teams going up against each other, but the Eagles beat the Bucks 31-25. Jalen Hurts 15 of 24, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also had 9 carries for 62 yards to lead the team in rushing. Dallas Goedert 4 catches, 37 yards, and he caught those 2 touchdowns. Over on the Bucs side, Baker Mayfield 22 of 40, 289, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Bucky Irvin 15 carries and 63 yards. He also had 5 catches for 102 and a touchdown. Gentleman Jack, Eagles Bucks, what you got?
Well, first of all, I need to know, how'd you do on your pick'em this week, Midnight Rider?
Both teams play hard.
No. On your pick'em this week for the group, because you did very well in the nickel. You did very well. You and J-Dub did good in the nickel.
So it's funny.
Right now,
My pick'ems, I think I was like 500, but in my betting this weekend, I hit. I think I either hit a 6-piece or a 7-piece in the early games, and then of course Dallas and everything else blew up my wins the evening session.
you ain't lying. Yeah, I had a terrible time, but this was a great game. Baker just came up short, man, and that's the way this NFL is, man. You get the ball last, you gotta win, you know. And Baker's had success. Hurts has had success at doing that. It's just Hurts last in this one here. They kept Barkley under control for the most part. He only averaged 2.5 yards a rush. So Tampa Bay's defense, I felt, did great. The offensive numbers were not big for Philly. It's just what turnovers. One. So I don't know. It was a good game. Philly did what Philly does. Their offense, if they got time on the clock, their offense has always got time to score. And that's the way Kansas City used to be. And looks like they're trying to be again. But Philly's been this way for the past 2 years. Start out hot, stay hot. So, yeah, good win, Philly. They're looking just as sharp as they were last year, in my opinion. Midnight Rider, what'd you see in this game?
Real quick, the Yankees are now down 3-1 with a Scolding double into the corner. Trevor Story scores, and Alex Bergman is sitting on second base. We had a little controversy on the play before. Story slides into the bag. It's a bang tag situation. He just gets the oven mitt in under the tag, so he's awarded second base. From that, we have the double down the line by Bregman, and now we have Boston 3, Yankees 1, 2 outs, man on second. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Well, thanks, Ben. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I just believe that, you know, with this Eagles 31, the Buccaneers 25, I think the Eagles are doing this thing where they're chiefing. This is a chief technique. Like, it doesn't look good. It ain't pretty. This ain't gymnastics. You ain't getting no style points for it. But at the end of the day, in the words of the great Ric Flair, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And so far, nobody's beat the man. So that's where we are. And I think the Bucks. I think the Bucks show you they're gonna be game. I think the South is the Bucks. I think Atlanta's gonna be. I think Atlanta's gonna still be around, but I think it's the Bucks division as of right now, as of week 4. Yeah, I think it's the Bucks right now.
Bucky Irvin had a big game.
Huge game.
Huge. He had that 70-some yard passing touchdown receiving joint. Ooh, he was gone. I like Bucky.
I tell you this. This is one of them instances where I'm hating from outside the club because I ain't in it yet. But the Eagles are looking damn good. And I hate it because
they have been.
Washington's chasing right now. Well, everybody in the league's chasing because, I mean, they're still a champion. So everybody's chasing that. But I hate it because they jump out so far and it's so hard to catch them when they do stumble. And they'll stumble a little bit, maybe week 7, week 8, around that time. They'll pick it back up. Then they'll stumble close to the playoffs. And then all of a sudden they pick it right back up. But it's one of those things when they stumble, you got to turn into Joe Louis and finish them. Everybody's got to finish them. And they're so well coached, it's hard to knock them off the pedestal more than once. But this is another team that I'm genuinely afraid of because they're so good so many places now. They're shutting down Saquon Barkley, but Jalen Hurts is killing you with his feet. He's killing you with his arm. That people are trying to cause controversy saying that AJ Brown's not happy because he's not getting targeted and all of that. I don't think that's the case, but I'm not in Philly and I can't say that I've heard Howard Eskin say anything.
I don't know.
If I ain't heard it from Howard Eskin or one of you two guys ain't said it, I ain't believing it.
I think there's a stat. They were talking about something. And I haven't confirmed it, but I'll try to confirm it. But I don't know how many passing yards Philly had in the second half. I'll try to do some due diligence. Philly's second half passing yards.
Okay.
I thought I heard something about that number today. I'll try to look it up real quick and then come back to that. Because we're 3 spots into the nickel, so in the next spot, I'll try to come back to it real quick with an update.
Okay. On the flip side, with the Bucks, Baker Mayfield, he had a pretty damn good game. 22 of 42, 89, 2 touchdowns. Just the one pick. But like you guys said, Bucky Irvin had a tremendous game. 15 carries, 63 yards, 5 receptions, 102. So what's that? 165 yards total offense and 20 touches.
Yes, indeed.
I mean,
that
may be your key to success.
KD, I got Baker Mayfield and Bucky Irvin on my fantasy squad. But Baker Mayfield was on the bench. That would have been almost 100 points for 2 players, dude.
So sorry.
I won.
Okay.
I knocked out the number one team and Coach Devon.
Hey, look. This is like it's gonna be a down year for the Midnight Marauders. I don't want to talk about fantasy right now.
Oh, you over?
Nah, I'm 1-3 now.
3.
And I done dropped 3 straight. But thank you. We'll get to this later on. But thank you to the Packers defense for giving me -5 after you gave me 11. You sons of bitches. I'd have won it if it wasn't for them.
Jesus. That game was something else. There was no defense on that field.
If you've been here for a while, we talked about the Cowboys and how the Cowboys. This is a couple of years ago. How the Cowboys could win, and I think this is the same formula. That formula works for the Bucks. If Bucky Irvin touches the ball 20 times, go ahead, Midnight Rider.
No, finish your thought, because I'm just gonna give you the update after that.
Okay, if Bucky Irvin touches the ball any way, shape, or form 20 times. And Baker Mayfield is able to stay upright And he's been way better not turning over the ball, but he's able to stay upright. I think the Bucks win. Bucky Irvin, 20 touches, at least 2 touchdowns. The Bucks win instantly.
True.
So that's my thought. I mean, and that when you got a player that you can, especially a running back, and we know how running backs are a dime a dozen sometimes, but when you got a running back that you can force feed the ball to 20 times and they're still magnificent, and when attrition sets in later in the game and they can wear defenses down, you can get that W. So I think Bucky Irvin is able to do that. And if they can get him the ball 20 times, he scores at least 2 touchdowns. They don't turn the ball over. And Baker Mayfield still gives you 200 to 250 yards, 250 yards passing. They're good. That's a W for the Bucks. But go ahead, Midnight Rider. Give me that stat.
Hurts was 0 for 8 in the second half. The Eagles finished with -1 yard of offense. They had 200 yards overall. So that tells me they got a lot of short fields, or either they did something either in the passing game, in the on defense or in special teams to help them put some points on the board, or they just had a lot of short fields.
That's crazy. But can you also count that as a chink in the armor? That is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Not until it becomes a chink in the armor.
Okay.
Not until it becomes an issue. It ain't an issue.
Ha. Say it again. And I love how you went, you did the update of the MLB and you threw it back to yourself. That's like an alley-oop off the backboard. I like how you did that. That was wonderful.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I caught that. I ain't never seen about MR. Throw it back to Ben. I caught that.
This was surprising. The Chiefs and the Ravens were both 1-2 coming into this game. Chiefs win 37-20. Lamar Jackson 14-20, 147, a touchdown and an interception. He also left with a hamstring injury, so he didn't really get to play this game out fully. Justice Hill 3 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown. Zay Flowers 7 catches for 74 yards. On the flip side, Patrick Mahomes 25 of 37, 270 and 4 touchdowns. Xavier Worthy 2 carries, 38 yards, led the team in rushing. He also had 5 receptions for 83 yards. This game at half was 20-10. Next thing you know, Baltimore had 0 offense. How much? Let me see how many yards. Derrick Henry had 8 carries for 42 yards. Cannot happen.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Cooper Rush was 9 for 13, 52 yards. No touchdowns, no interception. Jack, what's going on with this game? Talk to me.
Well, you brought up Justice Hill. 3 carries, 76 yards, but shit, didn't he have a 77-yard touchdown run? So my man, the other 2 carries must have been for negative. 71-yarder, okay. But yeah, so he just broke a nut on one run. So, but Derrick Henry getting the ball 8 times. I don't know. They break out of their running attack a little early. And I like that Zay Flowers is trying to step up and be wide receiver number 1, like they wanted him to be 3 years ago or so. So I think Zay needs more targets. He had 8 targets, 7 receptions. So he, grabbing what comes his way. I don't. Lamar Jackson didn't really do his magic running. He only had 1 long run, and that was 17 yards. That's not really that long. So let's see what this Hammy's going to do, because if they got to come back with some Cooper Rush and that depleted defense they got, they're going to be in trouble. That's the problem with Baltimore. They're giving up too many points. So everybody was talking beginning of the year, this defense is going to be the staple of this team. I disagree. The defense is really falling apart. Minarada?
Well, while you're doing that, Jack, I like to throw it to Ben Conti in our newsroom. Ben, what's the status of this ball game right now? Well, Midnight Riders, glad that you say that. Looks like the Yankees have the bases loaded. Giancarlo Stanton just strikes out. It's 1 out. Jazz Chisholm is up at the plate. Aroldis Chapman is struggling. He's given up a couple of bloop singles. So that's where we are right now. Midnight Rider, I'll keep you updated. Back to you, sir, and enjoy the Tuesday night flight with the gentleman. Thanks. All right, guys, that was Ben Conti in the newsroom giving us a quick update. Chiefs 37, Ravens 20. It's real simple, man. The Chiefs kind of hit their stride. I mean, I think when you get Worthy back, I think it changes the dynamic of the offense. I think Worthy and Brown gives them a little punch they didn't have before. Pacheco looked like he ran better this week than he has all season. So with that being said, I just think everything came together for the Chiefs. I think the Ravens are going to be okay because you get the Bengals twice. You get a Pittsburgh team that's living alive right now at 3-1. And then you get Cleveland. The only problem you have to worry about Cleveland is what's that defense going to do. So I think there's opportunities on the schedule for Baltimore to kind of make up the ground that they're losing. But the problem is Cooper Rush got to keep them. They got to stay alive right now these next 2 weeks because I think it's a minimum 2-week injury for Lamar Jackson. So we'll go with that. KG, you take it away, man. Close it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. I think that Kansas City has hit their stride, but I'm waiting for Baltimore to hit their stride because Baltimore always reminds me of the late 60s, early 70s Raiders teams where they always labeled as can't win the big one, win a lot of regular season games, but don't do much in the playoffs. It's always something. It's always you need a first down here, a call here. And if you remember, for those of you that are old enough and like history like I like, the Raiders were a part of some of the greatest games with names. You had the Holy Roller game, Goes to the Post, Heidi game, See Your Hands. I mean, all the Immaculate Reception, all of those involved the Raiders. And I think out of all of those, Goes to the Post, Holy Roller, and See Your Hands are the only ones that they won. But for 7 straight years, they lost to the eventual champion every single year. So I think I'm wrong. From 67 to 75, 8 years, they lost to the eventual champion. Baltimore has that monkey on their back right now. They have that monkey on their back, and something's got to be done. And like I said on Sunday, if you think firing John Harbaugh is the way to go, no. You got to figure out how to jumpstart Derrick Henry. If he's not going to work, you need to give the ball to Justice Hill, but you got to get that run game going. And with that run game, it opens up the play action. What does that open up? That opens up the passing lanes. You got to get back to fundamentals. You got to get back to what you were doing because Baltimore losing the way that they're losing, you guys are going to be sitting on the outside looking in when playoffs start. When that second season starts, you're going to be sitting on the sidelines. You're going to be sitting there on the couch, and Homer going to be sitting there patting it and say, did you bring nachos? You got to figure out what you're going to do. As far as the Chiefs go, the Chiefs are week to week. If they show up and show out next week, then I'll really say they got their groove. Now, they may have hit their stride, but they ain't got their groove. So to throw it back to something we used to say, the Chiefs are looking good, but they haven't arrived yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one right here, I think this one pissed everybody off. Everybody went to bed mad on Sunday night. 40
Stayed up late?
Yeah, if you stayed up late, you went to bed mad as hell. Because when I went to bed, the Packers were up. But Cowboys 40, Packers 40. Going into halftime, this game was 13-2.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rephrase that. Let me repeat that. I mean, this game was 13-2 with under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. When we went to halftime, it was 16-13. Like, Cowboys got a 2-touchdown swing immediately. Jordan Love, 31 of 43, 337 and 3 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, 22 carries, 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also had 4 receptions for 71 yards. Dak Prescott, 31 of 40, 319 and 3 touchdowns. Javonte Williams, 20 carries. Damn, I can't talk tonight. 85 yards, 1 touchdown. Pickens, 8 catches, 134 and 2 touchdowns. No meltdowns. Gentleman Jack, take it away.
Yeah, you get Jordan Love. He goes to the locker room and he calls his mama on the phone real quick. Say, Mama, we scored 40 on the Cowboys. She's like, oh, baby, good win, baby, good win. Nah, we tied. We just tied, Mama. That's all. We tied 40-40. Jesus Christ, we scored 40 points in ties. That was pathetic, man. Defense, what defense? Both of them got almost 500 yards offense, man. No defense was on the field. Defense was up in Cancun or something, Puerto Rico or something. I don't know where they at. Yeah, I missed that Puerto Rico. Thank you. So,
I was on mute, my bad.
It was ugly, man. It was an ugly game. And Dallas had 11 penalties that took points away from them, took first downs away from them. That boy, I think it was number 60 on the offensive line. He was getting yanked up every time he turned around. Jerry needed to talk to him or something. And they kept putting the damn camera on Jerry in the damn box. I don't want to see his old ass. I want to see football. But I don't know where Green Bay's defense went, man. They better put their picture on the back of a milk carton because they was AWOL. They was gone. To come out the way Green Bay has, shut down a strong Detroit team, and then go to battle with the Browns on a low-scoring game, and then come to a 40-40 tie. It was Green Bay's game to win, and because Dallas gave them all them chances with the penalties and the dumb plays. But the Dak Prescott and everybody's saying Dak played the best game of his life. It was good. It was. But I don't think it was. I mean, I know you ain't got to throw for 500 to be the best game of your life, but the way he put A, B, and C together, he ran a good game plan and looked really good out there. He looked better than Love did. So, Midnight Rider, what did you see in this game?
Well, I just got word from our correspondent, Ben Conti, that the Yankees did lose. So, Red Sox 3, Yankees 1. And then to open the ball game, Shohei Ohtani goes yard, and the Dodgers are up 1-0 in the bottom of the first. So that's where we are with that. Now back to our regular schedule program, the Cowboys 40, Packers 40. I think the thing on this was just I hate overtime. I hate the overtime system. I'm tired of everybody wanting everybody to get a chance. Ooh, they should have gotten a chance to have the ball. But overtime's only 10 minutes and 2 long drives. This is what you get.
Didn't it used to be 15 minutes?
At one point, it was 15 minutes. At another point, it was so before Brady goes down the field, scores on the Chiefs. It was 15 minutes, and it was sudden death. And then it was like, oh, Mahomes can't lose on a field goal. They can't lose on a field goal. That's crazy. That's wild. And then we expanded to both teams getting the football. And the other team had to score a touchdown first in order for the ball game to be over. But if they didn't score a touchdown, blah, blah, blah. And we keep changing it. And we're going to get more and more ties because you keep changing the rules. You keep making it so everybody gets a chance. And it just doesn't make sense. So with that being said, I know Day, who's in our college football league, we had a discussion earlier. I just don't like the fact that everybody gets a chance, man. Just make it sudden death. Call it what it is, and let's be done with it. Because otherwise, we keep giving everybody a chance to touch the football. we're gonna end up with ties. Just plain and simple. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
This is the era of participation trophy. So everybody's got to get a chance. Everybody's got to hold the talking stick so everybody can talk. Everybody's got to get a ribbon, even if you came in 9th place. No. I prefer the college football overtime rules. Take it from the 25. I prefer that because I mean I've had some okay games, but we've had some thrillers that were 6-7 overtime games that were thrillers, and you didn't want them to end. I remember the onside kicks. It was one game I watched years ago. I mean, this had to be early 90s. They ran the onside kick. They had to keep kicking it because every time they did it, it was a penalty and somebody got hurt. And it was just like you had to keep doing it. And they knew it was coming and couldn't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand fair play, but this right here, we got a 40-40 game. This is the most points scored in a tie, if I'm not mistaken. 80 points.
Mm-hmm.
This is unacceptable.
Tie. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
I'll say this. The Cowboys, even in a tie, the Cowboys got to look at this game and say, we played damn good. Dak Prescott played his ass off. Jordan Love did too. Both of those quarterbacks played their ass off. If we ever talk about quarterback duels, which we don't really talk about much anymore, you talk about old school quarterback duels, this is an old school quarterback motherfucking duel. I will tell you that. I just wish we could have got a winner out of it. But big ups to George Pickens. He made the tough catches but dropped the easy catches. But he made a tough catch on the sideline at the end of the first half that set up the touchdown, one of the touchdowns for Dallas. Absolute beast. Had the wherewithal to catch the ball, secure it, and get both feet down. Absolute beast, man.
Mm-hmm. And there was only one sack by Green Bay, and that was Micah Parsons.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's one of the ones that look like if they go to today or tomorrow, that might become a 1 yard run because it didn't look like he caught him behind the line of scrimmage. But
okay,
I mean, it just looked like he was running forward, and he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. So sometimes they take those off the shelf on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, but we'll see.
And I hate that. But I digress. Moving right along, the Buffalo Bills 31, the Saints 19. Spencer Rattler 18 to 27, 126 in the touchdown. Alvin Kamara 15 carries, 70 yards. Rashid Shaheed 4 catches, 47 yards for the Bills. 16 to 22 was Josh Allen, 209, 2 touchdowns in the pick. James Cook. I think they got themselves a baller at running back with James Cook. 22 carries, 117, and a touchdown. Khalil Shakir, 5 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. This game was kind of close all the way throughout. At halftime, it was 14-10. At the end of 3, it was 21-16. Let that sink in. This game was closer than what it should have been. Jack, what you got?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct in that. This game was by far closer than it should have been for a 4-0 team and an 0-4 team. But the Saints do got a jive like a little bit of defense. Josh Allen controlled the game well, but James Cook was cooking. That man was just straight cooking with grease. 117 yards and a touchdown, and then throwing the ball. Josh Allen spread it out, man. It was all over the field, many different receivers. So I felt he did a great job. And then, my boy Spencer Rattler on the other side, I'm a big Spencer Rattler fan here. I had a nice parlay set, man. I hit everything but Spencer Rattler throwing a goddamn interception. When I stepped out for a minute, I came back and I saw an interception for the Bills. And I'm like, yeah, got that jump. I didn't know Olave threw that ball. Damn it. So, yeah. Oh, anytime you can put a bet for Spencer Rattler to throw an interception, Spencer Rattler or Browning from the Cincinnati, bet them to throw interceptions anytime, fellas. I give you that tidbit. But Buffalo did what a 4-0 team should do. You don't need to take too many chances, but secure the win and move on. And that's what Buffalo did. They averaged 34 points a game. They put up 31, so par for course. Isn't that right? Oh,
Yeah.
and New Orleans averages 19, so they got their 19. Sorry, Ben.
No, you good, man. I mean, the thing about this is we keep saying what teams' records are and what teams are, and we keep forgetting we're a month into the season, and a lot of these teams haven't played their guys yet. So a lot of these bowl games early on, even though we expect them to be blowouts, we expect Buffalo to go through the Saints defense like a hot knife through butter. It's not going to happen right away because these teams aren't even there yet. I mean, we just had a team, and I know we'll talk about it in a second, but we've had teams lose ball games and then turn around the next week and look like juggernauts. Think about the Packers. They scored 10 against Cleveland, and then they dropped 40 against Dallas. Now, I'm not saying Dallas defense is that much better, but right now we're in Stranger Things. All right. We're in strange times. One week a team look good. The next week, we don't know who they are. It's just going to be a thing until we get into, I think we got to get to Halloween. I normally say week 5 and week 6, but I think it's got to be Halloween so we can figure out who's the trick and who's the treats. With that being said, this ball game, I talked about James Cook earlier this year. I think he's the key. He's the straw. He's the KG of the Buffalo Bills offense. He's the straw that stirs the drink. And I think that's the key. I think as long as he's there to help Allen doesn't play superhero or Superman ball, doesn't put himself in danger of getting hurt. He makes the right plays at the right times, and that they become successful at that point. And I think that's the key to this whole run for Buffalo is Buffalo doesn't have – I mean, now you got Miami without Tyreek. You got the Jets struggling with Justin Fields. And you got New England trying to figure out who New England is. I think they have every opportunity to find themselves a nice groove. And, like, winning this division could be easy like Sunday morning for them.
Oh man, I love the Commodores reference.
Hey, every now and then,
Well, I'll give you one better. When you talk about James Cook, I think of another Commodore song. Zoom. Yep. I like to fly far away from here, where my mind is so fresh and clear. I said it on Sunday. James Cook is not on. He is this generation's Buffalo Bills. Thurman Thomas, Josh Allen is there. Jim Kelly. I said, wait. I'm not saying on the same level. I'm saying this generations. This is what I was talking about Sunday. I said this generation of Buffalo Bills. This is strong as that 90 Buffalo Bills team. They can go in and they can battle with people, and they can battle with teams. And you got an offense that's put together. I mean, granted, the offensive line doesn't have Kent Hull on it. The defensive line doesn't have Bruce Smith and Phil Wright. The linebackers don't have Darryl Talley, Cornelius Bennett, and folks. And secondary doesn't have Nate Odoms and Henry Jones with Mark Kelso as safety, and Kirby Jackson. You don't have those guys. Granted, I give you that. But this right here, this Buffalo Bills team has to give the fan base a good feeling, because I think this is their best team they've had in a few years.
Maybe
And
a happy
they can't play down the competition. I think they played down the competition on Sunday. That's why this game was so close.
Oh.
So
I thought you was gonna say that this team.
speaking of playing down the competition,
Uh-oh.
the Commanders the Commanders dropped one to the Falcons, 34 to 27. I think 34 to 27. I got that wrong. So that's wrong on the screen. Let me fix that. But it was 34 to 27. I got a lot to say about this, but let me just go ahead and go through the stats. No Jaden Daniels, no John
Terry.
Bates, no Scary Terry. Marcus Mariota, though, was 16 to 27, 156, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Chris Rodriguez Jr. had 7 carries for 59 yards, and Debo had 6 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown. For the Falcons, Michael Penix Jr. was 20 of 26, 313, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Bijan, 17 carries, 75 yards and a touchdown. Drake London had 8 catches and 110 yards and a touchdown. Gentleman Jack, take this away.
Well, you just said it right there, man. Penix, Bijan Robinson, and Drake London. Them 3 ballers outballed us. They had phenomenal games. I think Penix's game was money. We only got to him one time. I mean, Washington's pass rush needs to improve. The run defense has been what it is. I mean, we scored 27 points. I mean, I have said Washington's got to score 28 to 30 points to be in games, and that helped them almost be in the game. But this victory was a little bigger than just one touchdown to me. Drake London and Bijan Robinson had over 100 yards receiving, which is pretty awesome. Washington needs to get QB1 back on the field ASAP. You know, you're not going to be a winning program if you're going to play games with your backup more than your starter. So this has been 2 games down. We're going to go 1-1 with Mariota as a quarterback, but we need to get that moxie back, KG. We need to get that mojo back that JD5 brings to the field. But hey, that's off to the Falcons, man. That Falcons offense, they came out and they played ball. I mean, it's not like they was playing scrubs. The Falcons came out and played ball this week. I don't know what else to say about it, but 2-2 is not a terrible place to be. It's not where I think we should be. I think we should be 3-1 right now, but 2-2 is not terrible. So, what we got next week, fellas? Chargers at 4:25 on CBS
over
there. Yeah. So that's going to be a tough game. Got to score with the Chargers, but that's something we'll talk about next week, guys. Fellas, what do y'all got on this game?
Well, KG was talking earlier, and he dropped a line about a song, and I think he meant also to talk about James Cook giving the Buffalo Bills happy feelings. So I'm going to leave that there, and then I'm going to proceed and continue with the rest of my comment. Falcons, Commanders, I think this ball game, this is one of those situations where last year we go down 3-0. Jaden and company comes back down the field and they score, and we get points. We haven't. The one thing I think is missing from this team this year, right now, and we're just talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? We can't worry about yesterday because yesterday already happened, and tomorrow's too far away. All we got is right now, and right now, I think this team has to be better at responding to the deficits they get into. I mean, I think we were down 10-0, and it was like 3 minutes left in the second quarter. We had 4 plays going into that point or that next drive. And I think that's where this team is struggling right now. They can't get off the field. They can't produce. They got too many drops. You got too many penalties. They're playing behind the sticks. And I think one of the keys is just that ability to have the ability that, all things happen when JD5 is there and he's playing. And I think that's the thing we got to get back to. And then this defense has to at least be somewhat presentable. I think they've gotten caught up and schemed up in some situations where normally they wouldn't have been caught in those schemes or those moments, but because lack of a pass rush, lack of the offense staying on the field, that they've been in some positions that they weren't in last year or in the past. So, Jack talked about them being scrubs, but I mean, I just think this team can't go chasing waterfalls. You can't just keep trying to change people and interchange people in and out of this lineup. I mean, I think you got to stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. Whether that's Bobby Wagner and all these other guys, you got to stick to them, man, because that's going to be the key. I mean, everybody wants to put Bobby out and he can't do this. No, there's no way. I don't care if that was Jordan McGee. That wheel route to Bijan Robinson, I knew he couldn't catch up. So that's all I'm gonna say. He couldn't catch up to him. He wasn't going to catch up to him. Jordan McGee wasn't going to catch up to him. The only person that caught up to him was Jeremy Reeves, and that's the only person that had a chance. Felt like I should have an obligatory muster there at the end of that, but never mind.
Well, let me give you this because you brought it up, so let me play it.
Right now, it's all we got. You know what I'm talking about? The greatest opportunity in the world is found in today. You understand that? We don't even know what yesterday got for us. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's already gone. Tomorrow, too far away. What about right now? What about right now? Huh? Would you give it all up for me right now? I got you. Huh? Let's go then.
That's the problem. We walked out on the field. We wasn't willing to give it up right now. We wasn't willing to put it all on the line right now. And I'm talking to the defense. Now, if the offense somehow, some way hears this and gets, inspired, I'm talking to the defense. But if the offense gets inspired behind that, good. But the defense, Luvu, Wagner, Reeves, Sarah Steele, Kinlaw, y'all guys, Trey Amos, y'all guys are balling. Marshawn Lattimore, I don't know what your problem is, bro. But 4 games, you've gotten torched all 4 games. You're supposed to be healthy this year, and you've gotten torched all 4 games. This right here ain't where it's at. This ain't it. This ain't it. No, sir. There has to be a change. We got to find somebody to play the cornerback role. I don't give a damn if you bring somebody in off the goddamn street. This is not going to happen. This is not going to work. I love what you said, Midnight Rider, playing behind the sticks and couldn't get off the field. Bijan Robinson, to steal a line from Doc Walker, Bijan Robinson walked into our house, opened the refrigerator, ate our food at the head of our table, burped in our face, and then goosed our wife on the way out the door. He did that several times on 3rd and longs. We could not get them off the field. I'm like, all right, 3rd down. Let's get them off the field. Get this ball back. We couldn't do it. That's the problem. If we keep putting people in these 3rd and long situations and bailing them out the next down, we're not going to be a good defense. We're not going to be a top 10 defense. We're not even going to be a top 20 defense. That's a problem. The key to winning ball games, you got to score more points than the other team. Because they score more points than you don't win. So that's a defense thing. Because the defense got to stop letting them score more than we're scoring. So if we only can put up 20, 24, that means you need to hold them to about 19. Keep them around in that area. That way they don't score more points than us. But I am very, very,
very, very
upset. I'm hot. And I think I should let it burn. Because the feeling I ain't feeling in my body, I don't want to. But I got to know. Marshawn Lattimore, you got to be let go. because the party ain't jumping like it used to. Like, you gonna learn. Let it burn.
Just
Show me ass. Let it burn. I'm a former defensive player, and when I see the defense play lackluster, most people can say, "Well, you've never played in that level." I don't give a damn. I could only play Pop 1. I still know how to come out with energy. This defense, it's like their shoulders drop when things got bad. This cannot happen against the Chargers. This happens against the Chargers, game's over before it starts. They got you beat before you come out the tunnel. You cannot let that happen. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of it.
Yeah, you better digress before Midnight Rider has to make another drink.
Injuries real quick. Malik Neighbors confirmed torn ACL, out for the season. Did they give a timetable of Tyreek Hill's gonna come back with a dislocated knee? Because I mean, Patrick Mahomes came back out 3-4 weeks with a dislocated knee.
He had some damage there too.
Okay.
Yeah, he still tore his ACL, and I think like he tore another CL. I don't remember exactly which one.
Right.
So he's out for the year.
Okay.
Basically.
Was that an illegal tackle? Because I see people saying that was a hip drop tackle that was illegal, and he shouldn't have got tangled up like that. I seen Odell Beckham say, "Hey, we need to get away from this turf because too many people are getting injured." Quick thoughts on that, real quick, gentlemen.
Well, real quick, I mean, I know there's talk about the turf at MetLife Stadium. There's been talk about it since Odell Beckham was there, and he's always wanted them to change the turf or go back to the natural surface. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, we can't. I don't know about that Jets one because that was at Hard Rock.
Yeah,
that was at Hard Rock. So that's a grass field. So I don't know about that one. But it's like they say we're gonna concentrate on these hip drop tackles. But I know Jaden got hip drop tackled, no penalty. And if this was a hip drop tackle, there's no penalty flag thrown on the play that I can remember seeing. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. I want to be wrong in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a hip drop or not, but and turf versus grass, I'm grass all day. I think these stadiums that are in the better weather regions, they should all have grass, right. But turf is less maintenance. You don't have to have somebody cutting this grass. You don't have to have somebody painting this grass as much. So that's why they're going to lean to turf, but I'd prefer to play on the grass field all day, every day. These boys on these turf fields, they don't even know what it's like to play in the mud. It's going like that through high school now, all the high school fields. But another thing that I'm not liking that I think is helping some of the leg injuries, not the ACLs and the MCLs and that, but some of the leg injuries are caused from these non-football pants they're wearing. I mean, these boys got on Daisy Dukes, some of them, dude. Barely got thigh pads in them. Altered thigh pads, altered knee pads, if knee pads at all. I don't like it. What happened to wearing safety equipment? They started cutting slits in the side of. It's not that uncomfortable to have your knee pads on, dude. But maybe it gives you a tenth of a second. I don't know. But I wish they would just wear proper football gear. I mean, shit. They're improving the helmets to the max. I was just taking a look the other night, trying to see how many different styles I could see, because some of them got logos in different positions of the helmets because of where the ventilation holes are different. So if they're getting all about safety on the helmets and shit, why aren't they cocking in on trying to keep the safety as far as all safety equipment's required? I think that could help stop some of these injuries. Now, the ACLs, the MCLs, the stuff that's happening from torque and pressure, it don't matter what equipment you're wearing, it's going to happen. But you guys know what I'm talking about.
Totally agree.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm sorry I dropped out there. I don't know how you can make it any better, but that was a freak accident last night. I just want to put that out there. That was a freak accident. So
Guys got to play football. Like, there's got to be something to you resting guys and not playing guys, and then in the first month we have this string of injuries, and it's not like it's just this ain't the Tito Jacksons of the NFL. You got your stars getting hurt, and you shouldn't be losing your stars early on. I mean, we had, what'd you say this weekend? You had Neighbors with a knee, you had Tyreek Hill with a knee, a couple others, Lamar with a hamstring. I just think like this 17-week, if anything, hasn't shown us is that playing 17 weeks of football isn't the best thing, and we should stop at 17. We shouldn't be going to 18, because all we're going to do is dilute the product more and more.
I agree with that.
It's only week 4.
And look how many injuries we done had. This is bad.
Right. But if this was week 16, I listened to it a little more, though. But I'll lay low.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Real quick. We got the pick'em standings. Let me go ahead and move us over to the side here.
You actually move this to the left.
Well, if I put you over on the left, then you know what's going to happen. You're going to get cut off, man. I don't want to get you cut off.
Looking out for you, big dog.
Here are the standings as they sit. Let me pull these up on my phone because I can't see them because I'm legally blind. Matty Ice is sitting and Boss BJ are tied for first. 46-16 is Boss B, and Matty Ice 46-17. Duval Paul and the correspondent and Showtime are all sitting at 3. I'm sorry, Gentleman Jack. Duval Paul, correspondent, Showtime, and Gentleman Jack are all battling for third place. Some guy named Himothy, I don't know who the hell that is. He's
Watkins, ain't it?
Huh?
I think that's Watkins, ain't it?
No, that's me.
Watkins?
I'm Himothy. I'm Himothy.
Oh. Y'all weird dudes with weird names, man. Y'all be cracking me
up. Kyle is 8. Coach Devon's 9.
Yeah.
Scooter Loop is 10. Midnight Rider sitting at 11. The Boys 72 is 12. Cool Chris B is 13. J-Dub is 14. Brian Tuning is 15. Highly Opinionated is 16. The Man of the Hour, Delonte, is 17. Hoover is 18. PM Bowles is 19. Pooch Skins is 20. Jay Boogie is 20. They're tied for 20. Captain Christmas is 22. And ESPN Fan 1 is bringing up the rear at 23. Now, don't nobody get happy, get excited, because the Midnight Rider has a way of making everybody think they doing something and then coming back at the last minute and stealing wins at the end of the season. Just want to let that be known. He got me like that 2 years in a row.
You got me like that last year, but that's all right. I learned.
Now, before we get out of here, real quick, Gentleman Jack and his backseat driving Midnight Rider. Who y'all picking up tomorrow night?
Oh, good Lord, boy. We've been jumping all over the place, man. Our guest list is anywhere from A through Z, baby. It's just been unreal. We just had Jordan Campbell on last week, and you got to hear the ins and the outs of the professional cornhole world. If you ain't peeped that, go to Sideline Junkies Network page and you scroll through the videos and you'll find last week's episode. I didn't know. I was unaware of a lot of the stuff we heard. Wasn't you, Midnight Rider?
Man, I don't know a damn thing about no goddamn cornhole.
You know, but I'm just saying. I heard some things like when I asked him about, do you think cornhole will be in the Olympics? He gave me
Yeah.
a quick no, and I
Yeah,
gave
he
him
did.
a quick why. He
Yeah.
said because of drugs. They couldn't pass drug tests. I tripped out on that. So that's an awesome. And he said other things about what's going on in the cornhole world and where he thinks cornhole is going to be in the future. So if you're a cornhole person or you just throw cornhole in the backyard, check that last week's show out before you check out tomorrow's show. Tomorrow, we got an associate scout for the Houston Astros is going to be on the show. He coached many of the top baseball players in the state of Maryland through the Big 26 Baseball Classic. It's similar to the football thing that they got, the Big 33, is where Maryland plays Pennsylvania's best. So he's been the head coach of that for the past 10 years. That's the best kids in Maryland baseball. So he's also been on the coaching staff at the St. John's College high school baseball team for the past 17 years. Me and Midnight Rider got a great show in store. He also, this here is Coach Drew Lohman over at, he was at St. John's College High School in D.C., and he is currently the associate scout of the Houston Astros baseball team. So we got many avenues we're going to touch with him, Midnight Rider, with the two of us being baseball guys. I know I say it every week, but I can't wait for tomorrow night. What you think?
Yeah, as long as I can get out of work, I mean, we good to go. I might need a reliever just in case, because I don't know if I'm getting in. Because when we start 8,
I'll work it out. 8
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah, we might need a just a reliever on staff just in case, because today was light as hell. So, but we'll talk about that in the post show.
Yep. I will keep it straight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
All right, gents. We have done our allotted time, even though we went over. Anthony's checking in. Anthony, where you been? We had the 1 hour.
Where you been, bro?
And you done missed the show. We out of here.
Oh, we gotta let him comment one more time now. Where you been, Anthony? Where you been? Tell us why you late. Let me see your note from your mom.
You gotta have a note. You gotta have a note. But hey, man, this is wonderful. We'll be back on Thursday. Well, I'll be back on Thursday. The Gentleman Jack and his backseat drive, bless you. Backseat driver, the Midnight Rider, will be back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock for in the passenger seat. Oh man, he said I've been walking around NYC. Hey,
Hell with that. Hell with that.
I mean, long as it's during the day, ain't nothing wrong with that.
It look like nighttime out my house, bro. That look like nighttime, right, chump?
But for the Gentleman Jack, the Midnight Rider, I'm the big guy KG. Hey y'all, we don't. Well, shit, I can't even say we don't do no overtime. But man, it was a hell of a ride. Let's land this thing because we out of here.